Okay, hi everyone. We're here for another I Love Beer show. We are in downtown Las Vegas at Banger Brewing. I've got Janet Rivera to my right, and I've got Nick Fischilla from Banger Brewing here to the left here. And we're looking to have a really good show. We are live at Banger Brewery itself. You can see the brew equipment in the background. And in case you don't know Janet does a lot of work in the Latino community here in Vegas.
Thank you very much, Ron. I'm so happy to be here with you and with our friend Mr. Nick. And we're ready to rock and roll.
Right. Because you know you drink beer too, right? You like
once in a while, yeah.
Okay. Because what I've noticed, even over the last couple of years, when we started doing the beer show a while back, everybody was drinking the regular kind of beer, and craft beer wasn't as popular as it is today, especially here in Las Vegas. Because in Las Vegas, it used to be just to come here for gambling. Now we have a lot of craft beer breweries all popping up, and the best part about that is they're all great. And again, we really like the folks over at Banger Brewing here. But Nick, we met you a while back when you guys were still brewing out of your garage, right?
Yeah, we actually first met when we were doing a beer festival down in Lake Las Vegas, and we were still home brewing on a one-barrel brew house in the garage, doing our weekly brew sessions, and here we are 7 months later.
Yeah, so now you have a full working place here downtown, and for all accounts, it's been a really big success.
It's been fantastic. It really has been.
Yeah, you guys deserve it because you guys are really good at it. You know what I like about Banger Brewing in particular is they're not afraid to go out of the box with the beers. You have a number of different flavors and different ways that you kind of, work it, right?
Yeah, we do. We do a full variety of different beers. We're a tap taste room. We always, try to keep it fresh, keep it seasonal. Right now on tap we have our watermelon wheat beer, our Sandia. We infuse with 200 pounds of fresh watermelon. So it's a great summertime beer, very refreshing. One of our most popular or well-known beers are El Jefe, which is a jalapeno infused.
I want to try that.
I've tasted that. That's a great beer.
Well, no, we're actually fermenting in the back right now. We're doing a Kolsch infused with fresh ginger that's fermenting right now. That'll be ready in a couple weeks as well.
Okay, all right. And how's it like being downtown Las Vegas? I'm sure you get some kind of a crazy crowd every once in a while, right?
It's kind of a dream come true. We all grew up out here in Vegas, and our families are out here. So being that we used to come down here as a kid back in the 80s and 90s and seeing how it just kind of got ran down back then, and to see how things have changed, and it's really been cleaning up, and it's really gaining a lot of local support, which is great. That the community itself that can have a central point to come together and actually build a little bit of culture and some roots.
Which is good for her because she's very big in those community events, right?
Well, yes, exactly. We have a lot of community events, and now, like everybody knows, the city of Las Vegas support all the business and promote the city not only with all the casinos, but the people. We are already here, over 2 million people in this beautiful city.
It's a great city. That's why we're here. So let's get back to what you guys are doing here at Banger. You guys are doing a lot of different events. You're doing charity work. You're doing all kinds. You got all these different contraptions here that we want to kind of look at.
We really want to kind of the long-term goal we want to do is we really want to bring craft beer awareness to Las Vegas. That's our biggest thing. People come here from all over the world to travel, to party, and to drink. That's one of the main reasons people come to Vegas. And we want to be able to create products that are locally made. For people to come down and try the local flavor. Same thing when you go out to eat. When you travel, you want to go eat local restaurants. You're not looking to see change because you want to see what that local flavor is. So downtown's a perfect fit for us because I think it's just really a great market. It gets a great local sport. It's also great to, as people come and tourists come to visit, it gives them an ability to drink, some locally made product as well.
Yeah. You know what I love about beer and breweries these days? They're doing these things with growlers now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great because you can go to a brewery, if you like the beer there, instead of having to go to the store or even finding it sometimes, you just get a growler and bring it home, right?
Yeah, and the best way to do it is because when you go to the store, you're limited on the beers you can try. Typically, breweries only bottle a couple brands or a couple varieties they do. Here, you bring a growler down, you can try any beer that we have on tap.
So you have a number of growlers.
Yes, 1 liter growlers, 2 liter growlers. We do 2-for-1 growler fills on Tuesdays, which is great. Come down, bring 2 growlers. We do 2-for-1s every Tuesday.
And the beer won't go bad in the growler. It's been around for like 2 or 3 days.
It depends on the growler. If you get a better quality growler, ones that have a seal or threaded seal, you can actually last up to a couple of weeks. Keep in mind, once you do crack it, just like a soda, once you've opened it, you'll want to drink it preferably in a day.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem drinking a growler in a day.
I don't even know what an empty growler is.
Yes.
Right? There you go.
Depends, yeah. Typically, you know, growler, you can last up to a couple weeks with a really well put together growler.
Okay, cool. Well, why don't you show us some of the stuff that you got? I mean, you showed us before.
Oh, sure. I'll bring some of those.
And in the meantime, while he's doing that, I got to tell you, Janet here does amazing video. She's very big in Las Vegas. She's going to be doing the video and the audio and the graphics for the beer show. And
My
we're really
pleasure.
proud to have
Thank
her
you.
on
Thanks a
board.
lot. Thanks a lot.
Everybody else that you saw from previous years is still here. They're just not here today. So we're ready to go. And hand it
So
off to Nick
this
here.
is one of our growlers that we're using. This is our 2-liter growler. It's a stainless steel growler that we have. And the great thing about this one, it's shaped like a miniature keg. Very small, very compact. Believe it or not, it's a 2-liter growler, so this will hold just over 4 pints of beer. The great thing about this one is it's a threaded cap. So as you thread it, it has a rubber seal to actually hold the beer. We've actually had some people ship the beer all the way out to Pennsylvania. Arrived, you know, and they put it in the fridge 2 weeks later, and it still stayed fresh. So
I noticed there's one major problem with that, though.
it's empty.
It's empty.
That's why I brought it back.
And you've got a couple other ones that you're talking about, some of those other things with the...
Well, this is a growler. Let me show you some other fun stuff that we
yeah. And again, this is why Banger Brewing is great. They do a lot of these great new things.
So this is a contraption that we have, which it's made by the company Dogfish Head out in Delaware. I'm sure you might have heard of them. It's called the Randalizer. And think of it almost as like an infuser. So what we can do is we can take any beer that we have on tap. Inside this tube here, we can pack this with any kind of fresh product. We did an event last week at the Container Park, Open Container, where we took our jalapeno Hefeweizen and we packed this with roasted and raw jalapenos, so you get a fresh pepper flavor.
Nice.
We're playing around with actually taking a Belgian style beer and getting old bubble gum and chopping up the bubble gum and throwing it in and having a bubble gum infused beer. Caramel popcorn beers. We have a grapefruit lime one.
Can you do bacon beer?
You can do anything you want to infuse any beer. It's a great contraption. We're actually going to start this Friday. It's going to be our first event doing the Randalizer.
Very cool. This Friday.
Starting this Friday.
All right. You got to be here at Banger Brewing for that one. I don't want to miss that.
Yes.
So, I think you had one other thing you wanted to show us.
Oh yeah, we got another one too.
This is really
People
cool.
want to come down. Actually, if you remember back in high school when you went out to the deserts, or I used to go out to the desert, and you have your keg parties. Well, we actually have, instead of those little pumps, we've got this guy here, which is basically a beverage grade CO2 that we can actually put this right on top of the keg, come down with your friends, and you can actually have your own keg party here at Banger Brewing as well.
Nice.
So we'll set it up in the corner, and everyone can just pull the tap handle, pour themselves their own beer.
And you know, it's football season's coming up too.
Football season's coming up. Yes, it is.
That would probably be a good accessory to you.
Yes, it would be a great accessory to it.
Cool. Well, there's a lot of things happening here downtown. Banger Brewing isn't the only thing that's going on downtown. Tonight we have Kim Schaefer from the Downtown Project. She's the Director of Communications there. And we want to get her on the show a little bit to talk about downtown. Kim, why don't you come onto the show? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So, Kim, tell us about the Downtown Project in general. I know it encompasses a lot of things, right?
Downtown Project is a company that's investing in helping to revitalize the downtown neighborhood. We're investing in small businesses and tech startups. We built a private school. We're also investors in First Friday, the monthly arts festival that happens downtown. And we're investing in real estate development. So some of the projects people are probably most familiar with, places like Downtown Container Park, Nick mentioned it earlier.
Sure.
And then we're actually investors here at Banger Brewing. So
Oh,
we're
okay,
really,
very nice.
really excited to be partners.
That's how it comes full circle.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, very nice. Downtown Container Park is really a great venue. I went to a beer festival there a while back, and it really was one of the best I've been to in Vegas. So you guys got a lot of props for that one.
That's great to hear.
Good. Yeah.
It's been a really a great sort of centerpiece for the neighborhood. It's a place that, you know, I like to say everybody shops, everybody eats. If you've got kids and you want to take them someplace where they can play and have a great time, but
Yeah.
you can also enjoy it, Container Park is really perfect for all of those things.
Cool. And this is is this a Tony Shea?
Tony Shea is the founder of our company. He's also the primary funder of the company as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we are investing $350 million in all these different ventures
Wow.
down here to help revitalize this great neighborhood.
Wow, 350 million divided by $4 a beer is.
That's too much of a beer even for me.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I know that the people that work for Tony, they seem to have a good time at their job, and I know that they go out to happy hours and do all kinds of stuff too. So I'm sure craft beer is involved in that too.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
yeah, but Tony's a visionary with this stuff, isn't he?
He really is, and I think, you know, one of the things that we really like to say too is that the work we're doing was really started by people who came before us. You know, both of the mayors, Goodman, have been really big proponents of downtown Las Vegas. Michael Cornglay moved the downtown cocktail room 7 years ago, and most people wouldn't even consider going into business down here. It's such a great neighborhood, and it's such a place where there are these owner-operator businesses, places like where we are today, where it's a sense of a real connection to the people who are operating the business. It's not just someone pouring you a beer, it's a guy you know.
Right,
so it makes
right.
it really special.
And that's big because you get that personalized treatment downtown that you don't get on the strip. You know, you don't at the really other places to go. I have a lot of friends that come into town here, and most of them, believe it or not, would rather stay downtown than at a you know, a strip casino, which says a lot about downtown too, right?
Sure, absolutely. And I think it's really special for visitors, but it's also a place that, you know, we live in Las Vegas. So much of what everyone thinks about us as a city really is created for people who visit. And I think of downtown as the place for those of us who live here.
Right, right, exactly. And that's why it's good to have Bangor Brewing right here on downtown, right?
Guys who grew up here.
Yeah, they grew up here and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Right? Isn't that great?
It's so great, and they, you know, they make great beer.
Okay, well, we're going to try it. This is the part of the show that we always like to ask.
This is the
where we
reason I'm
start.
here today.
Thank you, exactly. I didn't want to bring you on without any beer. You'd be like, oh, Ron, you're supposed to give me some tastings of the beer here, please. So yeah, let's start tasting some of these beers that Nick has chosen. Nick has handpicked a couple of beers for us to sample here.
Great.
And we're going to try them out and see what we think, you know?
It's fantastic.
Great, great.
And here we go, the best part of the show.
The best part of the show.
And then, yeah, okay,
right there,
we're-
perfect.
perfect.
Right here.
All right, let's, okay.
Okay, started.
So let's try some beers. So this one right here, this is one that we call our Liquid Courage. This is a Kolsch style beer. A Kolsch beer is originally created in Cologne, Germany. So this one's brewed traditionally to the style. So all of our malts come from Cologne, Germany. All of the hops we use are German hops. And the yeast we use is a Kolsch yeast, which actually comes from Cologne, Germany. So it's a good, rich, malty flavor, but it's also very light-bodied as well. So this is a kind of a great light summer style beer that we start off with as well.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
cheers.
Cheers.
Viva Las
Cheers.
Vegas.
Viva Las
Viva
Vegas.
Las
Cheers.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very, very tasty.
And you get that almost like sweet maltiness that actually comes from all those German malts that we use.
Very nice.
Typically a lot sweeter than the American malts that we use.
So whose brainchild is this? Who actually came up with the formula, let's say?
So if you're to be able to see through all the stainless steel tanks in the back, you'll see our brewmaster, Michael Banger Beeman, in the back there cleaning out some kegs. He's our brewmaster. He's the one that kind of comes together. We come together as a group, talk about styles of beer, recipes that we want, and then he's the one that goes and draws it all up and does a lot of the brewing.
Okay. Hence the name Bangor Brewing.
Exactly.
I got it. I got
Two
it.
and two together.
One beer and I got it. See? but this is really good. This is an excellent beer. Let's try the next one too.
Very
Yeah, I like it. Very, very good.
Very
It's
tasty.
very nice. It's very fresh.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I love this.
Yeah.
So let's try this next one here for you. So as we're talking about doing some fun, unique stuff here.
Yeah, this is the
one here-
watermelon?
Yep, this is we call it sandia.
Sandia.
Spanish for watermelon. Yeah, so basically we do, it's a traditional Hefeweizen that we brew. And then after primary fermentation, we actually took 200 pounds of watermelons, peeled them, and then we pureed it up and we actually throw it into the beer at the end of fermentation.
Wow.
So it'll still drink like a beer, but on the finish you'll get that very subtle watermelon flavor to the beer.
Okay.
Sounds amazing.
All right. Hey, yeah, that sounds good.
We're
Cheers
allowed
again.
to finish up.
Cheers again.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, actually, I got the watermelon not so much at the finish either. It just kind of was right there at the start. That's pretty good.
You know,
Pretty
and
good.
it's funny because, you know, we brewed this once before and it was good, but now that the watermelons are even more in season,
Yeah.
the flavor is just so much more predominant.
Yeah, and I'm feeling it even more now. So it's working. This is good. You know, if you like the thing we talk about in beer now is you can do so many things with it now. And these flavored beers, watermelon, you know, you see them all over the place too. It gives a whole new landscape of beer drinking.
It does, and that's the great thing. That's why craft beer has made such a big movement, is because you know, your hands aren't tied, you know, as opposed to, you know, even with liquor and wine, you know, there's a lot of regulations, you know, to be a bourbon or to be a Cabernet from California. There's a lot of regulations. When it comes to beer, we can brew anything we want.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. We can barrel age it. We can make sour beers, fruit beers, spice beers, high, low alcohol, bitter, hoppy, malty.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. If you can think of it, Banger can brew it.
What's an alcohol level on something like this?
This is a low one just because it's a summer style beer, so this is session style beer, so it's a 4.9. The Kolsch is sitting right around 6%. Most of our beers are typically around 6-7%.
Okay. All right, cool.
But we did brew, right now we actually have aging in some bourbon barrels. We brewed a Belgian quad. It was an 11.2% beer.
Nice.
It's been aging 3 months in a bourbon barrel right
Really?
now.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
So.
Beer show in 3 months.
Let's try a couple more too.
Really, really good. What do you think, Kim?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love
Kim, what's your favorite beer? I mean, are you an IPA drinker? Do you like the light beers or what?
You know, I think like most people, I like things depending on the season. In the winter, I like a nice stout or a porter. In the summer, something really fresh and light that cools you down without being really heavy.
Right, good.
I think one of the things that's really great about these guys is they really have sort of a culinary take on the beers that they make. It's not just the beer itself, it's the flavors, the recipes, and how do they come together. It's really incredible.
And you know, you said a good point too, because like beer is so seasonal. You know, like these first couple beers, you know, when it comes to being this time of year, we do a lot of lighter style beers, you know.
Right.
We have the Pilsner, we have the Kolsch, we do quite a few fruit-infused beers. And as we go into the fall and then in the winter, you're gonna find we do a lot more, you know, browns and some porters. We still actually have Dunkelweizen that we love so much we kept brewing. But we have an Imperial Stout that we do and some other dark beers that go well into the winter time too.
Yeah, yeah. And this is a great place to drink them too, because I mean, you can't see at home right now, but this is a great people watching place. There are people walking right by here. And it's a great place to just sit back and have a drink and watch some people, right?
A lot of people come in, grab a beer, and they go right out to the patio. And you just see them taking pictures and laughing.
This is great.
It's great entertainment. It's a free show with beer.
So okay, so
next one we're going to do a very popular American style beer that's become very popular. This is an IPA. Of course, IPA stands for Indian Pale Ale style beer that was created way back in the trade days when they used to ship beer to India to get it to India. So when it's spoiled, they would actually make it with higher alcohol and then add more hops to the beer to get the beer from, you know, Europe all the way over to India without spoiling.
Right.
So that's why the Indian Pale Ale is a more hoppy, higher alcohol version of a pale ale. This one we actually dry hop with Simcoes and citrus, which means we add the hops at the boil, but we also add the hops after fermentation. So when you smell this beer, you're going to have a very bright citrus, grapefruit aroma. Also we'll have good maltiness, but we'll also have that bitterness that's very well known in the IPAs.
yeah, yes.
So
Cheers, smells it. Yep.
I'm sure your viewers know that, but I feel like I'm getting a history lesson too.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and you know, do note that we do offer free tours daily. People want to learn about beer.
Yeah, people can come in here for tours. And,
Yeah, you go onto the website, bangerbrew.com, and we offer free tours daily. Throughout the night, come down, one of us will take you in the back, and basically we teach you all about beer, the brew process, the ingredients, and yeah, it's a great learning experience as well.
Yeah, that sounds really great. And people can come in here for beer flights too, right? You have that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's as you see. I don't know if you can see the trays, but yeah, we offer beer flights. Great way to sample beers. You know, it's great because a lot of people hear about craft beers and aren't familiar with it. You know, they don't know what styles of beer they like. So I always encourage people, come down and get a flight of beers, sample out a bunch of different beers to see what kind of style you like. Right. You know, we brew so many different styles that I tell people, there's no way you like all the different beers because they're all brewed for a different style of beer drinkers.
Right.
As long as there's 2 or 3 beers that you like, then we're happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think I like them all.
I was going to say, we're 3 for 3 here.
That's the beer talk.
Yeah, this is really good. And the flights come in something to...
Yeah, they come in
this,
4 or 5 ounce tasting trays, exactly.
Yeah. And, the glass
those are actually made
right?
locally by a friend of ours. He has a woodworking shop, Evertucci Industries.
Okay.
He's the one that built those for us as well.
Very cool.
Sure.
Love it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
We got one more beer I want you guys to try.
Oh, all right. Okay. Boy, don't want to stop at 3, but this is getting better and better.
So we'll go into something a little bit darker and a little bit more malty as well.
Strong, huh?
You know, not necessarily stronger. You know, it's a good point you bring up. A lot of people think that when they see a dark beer, that it actually is going to be stronger, high alcohol. It really doesn't mean any of that. The dark color you get actually just comes from the dark roasted grains that we use. So we can actually make a dark beer like this that's not a high alcohol. This one sits right at 6%, but you'll notice that when you drink it, this is a Dunkelweizen.
Okay.
It's called Bedunkel, that's the name of this beer.
Right.
But you'll notice it has a good wheat biscuity flavor and almost this like kind of like chocolatey, nutty finish to the beer as well.
This has a lower alcohol content than the IPA we just tried?
Yes, it does. Yes, the IPA is 7.7%.
Wow, okay, interesting. All right, cool.
And the alcohol content, that's all dictated by the grains. If we want higher alcohol beer, we just use more grains.
Okay.
So, pretty simple. Yes, we like grains.
Let's give this a try too.
Sure. Cheers.
It smells great.
You almost get that like nutty finish to it.
Yeah.
Chocolate?
It's not bitter.
You're right, this is really smooth for a darker beer.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people are very timid to dark beers because they expect them to be high alcohol or very bitter, and typically darker beers are usually more malty. Believe it or
This is
not.
good. I'm an IPA drinker myself, as you all know, but I like the darker beers. This is really tasty.
Great.
Believe it or not, this is what I have every night at the end of my shift.
Scoop of vanilla ice cream in there. I think that might be good too.
That might be good, yeah, exactly. This is very tasty, very tasty. It's my favorite, absolutely. So again, people can come down here, and you guys are open when?
So we're open every day. We open at 5 o'clock daily, and then on the weekends we open up at noon. Friday, Saturday, Sunday we open at noon. We stay open to midnight on the weekend or weekdays, and then at 1 o'clock on the weekends. You know, our concept is basically we're just a tap tasting room. We offer a variety of different beers that change seasonally. We usually do typically about 2 to 3 new beers every month.
Right.
Of course, we are going to be doing the randalizers here starting next week, so we'll have infused beers every week. We actually have Firkins. We're going to start doing monthly Firkin parties.
I like that.
It's like
yes.
a cask conditioned beer.
Right.
Very traditional English style beers that we're going to have coming out on a monthly basis as well. And yeah, it's a great place. We do lots of fun, great events. We're doing a bingo event downtown, doing a monthly bingo downtown, which will be a lot of fun. We're getting ready to set up for our next dog adoption as well in October.
Oh, okay.
Partnering up with a no-kill nonprofit shelter. So got to do it.
I think that's a great idea.
Be a lot
Drink
of
a
fun.
few beers and you adopt a puppy.
Yeah. Or 2 or 3.
What
I love them all.
That is the call. Who knows what's going to happen after a night of drinking at Brewing, right? So Kim, you have anything else you want to say as far as a little recap of?
Sure. I mean, I think one of the things that people should do is just come downtown. There are so many great places like Bangor that are here. People that are your neighbors, your friends, folks that have grown up here who are really seeing an opportunity to re-envision what it means to live and work and play in the city that we call home. So come down and check it out.
How can we get more information? Your website?
Downtownproject.com.
Okay, anything else? Because you have a couple other ones or just that one?
That's the main one, but if you want to check out downtowncontainerpark.com, that's where we have the monthly beer festival that we're partnering with Motley Brew, so I'm sure your viewers are familiar with them.
Absolutely.
Check out Nick and the guys there.
Yep.
And we have a newsletter. You can sign up on our website, goes out every week.
Beautiful.
The events that are happening downtown.
I love it. That sounds great. And then Nick, website?
Yeah, just bangerbrewing.com. And if you haven't been down to the brewery, come down and check it out. If you haven't been downtown in a couple years, definitely come check it out. We get people all the time say, hey, I haven't been downtown in 5 years. They come down, they don't recognize it. It's changed drastically. There's great bars, great restaurants, great shops. It's really changing, and it's a lot of great, fun, exciting things. So come down and check it out.
Cool. And then lastly, Janet, what do you say? Tell us something good.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ron and Nick and Kim. I'm very happy to be part of the show. And well, delicious beer, delicious. And something very new, and of course I live here in Las Vegas for 15 years. And para mis amigos que hablan español, es un lugar fantástico que pueden venir y disfrutar de cervezas con distintos sabores y delicioso todo, delicious. Thank you.
See, before we started drinking, I didn't understand what you said. It worked really great. So, okay, well, I guess this kind of wraps up the show right now for our first one in 2014. We're going to be doing these as many as we can. We're going to be traveling to different places here in Las Vegas, different breweries, different craft beer places, and highlight, really just promote the stuff that we think is really the best in town. And you know, again, our goal is to go outside of Vegas as well. So if you have a brewery or if you have a craft beer place that you'd like to promote, let us know. You can get us at info@ilovebeershow.com. and we're looking forward to bringing you the next show.
Thanks for
Cheers.
having us. Cheers.
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 Cheers, thanks.
I love beer.